Hey, welcome everybody. Dr. Jason Dean. Head over to drjasondean.com and stay in this video because I'll have a promo code for you for a really cool solution that you can start this week, technically, which would be amazing. The most causative, number one cause of cardiovascular heart disease, number one cause still of death in America, which is completely crazy. Jump in here, ask questions if you want to. I'll get to those as best we possibly can as we're talking. The number one cause of death, unfortunately, which would also mean sickness in America, is cardiovascular disease, heart disease. It's been that way for a long time. I thought cancer would take over. I was hoping it wouldn't, but in reality, that's what I thought. I thought cancer would take over. Diabetes is number 3, but in reality, the top 3 causes of death, cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, are really the same thing. So it's all number 1. And I believe Alzheimer's is coming in right behind it in number 4. Obviously, we have autism. That's a whole different world. But let me stick to cardiovascular disease because it's still the number 1 killer. And then cardiovascular disease leads to cancer. Diabetes leads to cardiovascular disease and cancer. You've heard me before. I've said this a million times, which is 90% of the country. So 90. I always say that, right? When I say 90%, I want to make sure you hear the numbers. 90%. 90% of America is either diabetic or pre-diabetic. Now, let me clarify. Yes, there are 2 different labels. One is quote unquote diabetic. One is pre-diabetic. Pre-diabetic is still diabetic at the end of the day, right? Still diabetic. Big problem, right? Now, why does that happen? Why does that occur? I recently spoke to somebody and they had cancer. They also knew that they had parasites as well, okay? Guys, the promo code, direct message me. I see a comment, and that's fine, I appreciate it. You have to direct message me because I have the message waiting to send to you. Just DM in Facebook Messenger or Instagram if you want to, either one. DM me clean, C-L-E-A-N. I'll get to the product in 1 second. It's a steal, which is really cool. Brand new product that I'm working with people on. But anyway, the reason why diabetes leads to cancer, leads to cardiovascular disease, because the body becomes insulin resistant because there's way too much sugar in the bloodstream. But what in the body loves the sugar? Bacteria love sugar. Parasites adore sugar, everybody. Parasites absolutely. So when you get this tumor building with parasites in the tumor, amongst other things, they'll also find bacteria, fungus, you name it. They'll find toxicity, molds, heavy metals, etc. Now, they don't know what to look for, but that's in there. But it's rapidly expanding, and parasites rapidly expand. The reason why it's growing is because their food, they live off of glucose, sugar, right? Whether you're eating white table sugar, whether you're having high fructose corn syrup, or whatever sugar it is. Now, I am not talking about like berries, and I'm not talking about raw honey. I'm not talking about things like that. I'm talking about the processed, refined carbohydrate sugar, right? The crappy bread, the crappy pasta, the crappy cookies, cakes, candies, you name it, right? Those are the ones. And then everything else that has high fructose corn syrup, which is a direct connection to it. Okay? These lead up to the cancer growing out of control. Now, where did this come from? You know, we've talked about this a million times, that your animals, right? Animals, dogs and cats. All right, now let's take the entire animal world and put it to the side for a second. Let's just focus on one part of the animal world. Let's focus on the domesticated animal world, right? What are the two predominant animals that are domesticated? Dogs and cats, right? We have a dog in our house, right? Love our dog. Now, we give him parasite stuff. We give him binders. We give him drainers. He's a well taken care of dog. He eats a great diet of real food, real meat, etc. The majority of people don't. So what happens is their animal goes outside, right? And their animal gets stung, gets bit. Your animals are, your dogs and cats, they're in the bushes, they're in the, you name it, right? They're getting bit. Mosquitoes is a big one. Spiders is a big one. Ticks is a big one. Now, that injects roundworms specifically and others into the bloodstream. So the parasites are going right into the bloodstream. Now, we get it two different ways. If you go outside, you're also going to get bit at some point. If there's anybody out there right now who's either watching this live or watching this later on, I dare you to tell me you've never been bit by a mosquito, by a spider, by a tick, or some other strange mosquito. We've had no-see-ums around in the last couple of weeks or so. They're annoying, they bite you. Also, ants, ant bites. They're all carrying it, everybody. So they inject that stuff into you or into your animal, which then you're getting it from them. So that's where the heart roundworm comes from. And they actually grow to be considerable in size. I'm going to get to a story here. I was sent this message via Facebook Messenger. By the way, if you would like access to one of my new products, which is not only a parasite killer, it works on gut dysbiosis and has enzymes in it to break down undigested food, old pathogens, the parasites when they're gone, etc. Really inexpensive. This is the actual product, ParaDys Biozyme, right here. Brand new product, whole food, whole herb. Do me a favor. Direct message me. Don't do it in the comments. Direct message me. The word clean or para, but clean is better. I will send you a promo code for 10% off. If you would like a promo code for 10% off, direct message me the word clean, as in we're going to clean out your parasites. We're going to clean out your gut. We're going to clean out the undigested foods, all right? Go do that. Check that out. Now, this is the message that I received. We're talking about the heart, obviously, right? Hi, Jason. I purchased your detox pack recently. I just wanted to say thank you. I was diagnosed with acute heart failure in November 2024. The prognosis wasn't great, but I went for my heart checkup yesterday, which was March 20th, this past Friday, in 2026. And apparently, I no longer have acute heart failure. So she went from heart failure to no heart failure in about a year, roughly, and with the parasite detox. I'm not saying that she is. The doctor appeared a little shocked and asked me what I had done. But here in Western Australia, you can't mention the word parasites. They instantly put you in a lunatic box. She actually experienced that. But thank you. My heart is now operating at 56%, which is a long way from 20%, which is what she was at November 27th, 2024, when they admitted her to the hospital for acute heart failure. And she says, I will never trust the doctors again. So she was in acute heart failure, like right now, emergency heart failure. She had 20% ejection fraction. That is very bad, everybody. That is literally heart failure at that time. She got my parasite detox. This was in November 24. Friday, March 20, 2026, the doctors admit that her heart failure is gone. She is no longer at 20% ejection fraction. She is at 56% ejection fraction and going up. And they had to change her label, heart disease, and they had to change her prognosis. The heart failure went away and she was doing my full moon protocol. Folks, the full moon protocol is out there. The liquid is out there. You can go to drjasondean.com. You can also go try. I'm just now releasing a new, it's a great starter, but it's also very potent, a great starter full moon protocol, ParaDys Biozyme. If you DM me, direct message me on Facebook or direct message me on Instagram, right? Sorry. My phone was like blowing up with hand gesture things and messages, right? If you direct message me via Facebook and Instagram, the word clean, CLEAN, I will send you the brand new promo code for 10% off of this new product, which will actually get you, I think it's under $30 to start trying it. It is a 2-week protocol. You're going to be taking, I believe, about 6 of these a day, and you're going to start cleaning out the parasites. Why? Because we're in a world of cardiovascular disease, unfortunately. Again, cardiovascular disease is the number 1 killer in America, but also cancer, diabetes, which are number 2 and number 3, are tied to number 1. So when you think of cardiovascular disease, when you think of heart disease, you also think of cancer and diabetes. Why? Because these are metabolic diseases. Why? Because there are parasites and other pathogens and toxins in the system that are absorbing and sucking up all of that sugar, all of that glucose that you are putting in your body, and it is growing the parasites out of control. It is growing the bacteria out of control. It is messing up your gut. It is growing disease in the heart and causing major problems. But as we know now, and I'll read this one more time. This is the recent success story. Hi, Jason. I purchased your detox pack recently. I just wanted to say thank you. I was diagnosed with acute heart failure in November of 2024. The prognosis wasn't great. But I went for my heart checkup yesterday, Friday, 20th March 2026, and I apparently no longer have acute heart failure. The doctor appeared a little shocked and asked me what I had done. But here in Western Australia, you can't mention the word parasites. They instantly put you in a lunatic box. She experienced this earlier in 2024 after attending the emergency room. But thank you. My heart is now operating at 56% ejection fraction versus, which is a long way from the 20% ejection fraction she started with on November 27, 2024. When they admitted her for acute heart failure. She went from acute heart failure at 20% heart ejection fraction to today, 56% ejection fraction, reversing her heart disease, and she was doing it with my full moon protocol. Now, I am not making that claim. That is her sending her success story to me. All right? So, everybody, huge wins, huge successes. We'll talk more about this, how this pertains to cholesterol, how this pertains to the study that I showed you about high-fat diet, purging parasites. Everybody, time to get rid of the parasites, time to get rid of the bacteria, right? Time to get rid of the toxins, the molds, the metals, the chemicals, the microplastics, the nano, you name it. Time to clean the body up. Again, if you want the promo code for 10% off, direct message me the word clean, CLEAN, to Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger. I will get that over to you today. And then head over to drjasondean.com, drjasondean.com, where you get to pick up the full moon protocol as well. Everybody, I want you to have a great rest of your Monday. take great care of yourselves, and always love, serve, and help the best you possibly can out there, everybody. Be well. Love you all. Take care.